Okay, so good morning everyone. I am Nelmarie Gura and I am thrilled to be here today to share the uses of English punctuation marks in the composition with you. In this demo, we'll be exploring the uses of the English punctuations. By the end, you'll have a better understanding of our topic. So, let's get started. Okay, so punctuation mark. For you, what is punctuation or punctuation mark? Okay, so punctuation mark or punctuations are marks indicating how a piece of written text should be read and consequently understood. So, when we say punctuation, it is more than just a set of arbitrary symbols. It is a vital tool for clear, effective communication in writing. So, when we say punctuation, it means like a mark that it's a symbol, different symbols for us to illustrate or identify what's the expression of the sentence. So, sa Bisaya pa, ang punctuation mark is the symbol para ma-identify na to kung giunsa pag-express sa tao o giunsa pag-istorya or ang expression sa tao through this punctuation mark. So, in the next slide, we will see the examples and the parts of punctuation marks. Okay, so in this part, we will discuss the parts or some punctuation marks. So the first one is apostrophe. The apostrophe has three main purposes: to replace missing letters, to form contractions, or to show possession. Use the apostrophe to take the place of a letter or letters omitted from the contractions. Example: has not, hasn't, it is, it's, cannot, can't. So, apostrophe has three main uses. Number one is contractions. It is to show where letters have been omitted in a contraction. So, this example of this one is cannot. So, apostrophe, when you say contractions, cannot can be shortened into can't. So, instead of cannot, to shorten the word, you can use can't. CAN apostrophe T. Number two is possession. Or this is to indicate a possession. So, for example, example on this one is when you possess something, when you own something, like Nelmark's house. So, Nelmark apostrophe S house, meaning he owns the house. Nelmark owns the house. Next is plurals of letters and numbers. So, letters, like for example, when you say A, Ace. So, A apostrophe S. So, that is the explanation what apostrophe is. Use the apostrophe to take the place of a letter or number that has been omitted. Example number one. He yelled, "I'm taking the ball home." Number two. Do you remember the summer of '99 when we went tubing down the Fraser River? Next is use the apostrophe to show possession or ownership. Singular nouns usually take an apostrophe and S. Example, my grandmother's house. Take note, if a singular noun ends with an S or Z sound, you may just add an apostrophe or an apostrophe and S. Choose the one that sounds better to your ear. Thomas' book or Thomas' book. In both cases, the book belongs to Thomas. Plural nouns take only an apostrophe if the word ends in S. Example, my grandparents' house. The house belongs to both of my grandparents. If a plural noun does not end in S and an apostrophe and S. Example, the team's bus. The bus belongs to the team. Shared possessive. Position shared by more than one noun. Take an apostrophe and add S on the last noun only, unless the nouns do not share equally. For example, Ted and Fred's restaurant. That restaurant belongs to Ted and Fred. So since the last noun is Fred, so we will add the apostrophe there because according to this, we will add an apostrophe S to the last noun only if two nouns are involved. So we will put the apostrophe S on the last noun. So the last noun here is Fred. So we will put an apostrophe S. The restaurant was owned by Ted and Fred. So, compound noun possessive. Take an apostrophe on the last word in the compound noun. For example, my brother-in-law's boat. The high school's gym. Match the apostrophes with acronyms. Traditionally, following an acronym with an apostrophe to pluralize has been considered grammatically incorrect. However, this usage has become so commonplace that most consider this usage now correct. Example, there are 5 CDs in the package. Capitalization. Capitalize the first word of a sentence and proper nouns, the name of people, places, and things. The following are a specific example. The first word of a sentence and a personal pronoun I. Example, do you want me to buy you a sandwich when I stop at the deli? So, since the first letter is D, the first letter in the sentence is D, so D would be capitalized. And since I is a personal pronoun, we need to capitalize it because it is a personal pronoun. You're stating that you yourself. Capitalize the word in a direct quotation. Sure, I'll get you a sandwich, Cam said. What kind of bread do you want? Whole wheat, please, I replied. Capitalize the names of people, their initials, abbreviations, and titles. Example, Mr. Brown, Constable, Mr. Davis. So in this is the M for Mr. is capital and Brown is capital. Excuse me. Capitalize titles that indicate family relationships. Excuse me. When these titles are used with a name or in place of a name. Family titles. Aunt Gertrude. Grandfather Stacy. General relationships. Her aunt and our grandfather. Capitalize the word in a direct quotation. Sure, I'll get you a sandwich, Cam said. What kind of bread do you want? Whole wheat, please, I replied. Capitalize the names of people, their initials, abbreviations, and titles. Example, Mr. Brown, Constable, Mr. Davis. So in this is the M for Mr. is capital and Brown is capital. Excuse me. Capitalize titles that indicate family relationships. Excuse me. When these titles are used with a name or in place of a name. Family titles. Aunt Gertrude. Grandfather Stacy. General relationships. Her aunt and our grandfather. Capitalize official titles when these titles are used with a name. Official title are Major Jones. General titles, the mayor. So in this part, Mayor Jones, so M would be capital and Jones, the J for Jones would be capital. So in general titles, the mayor. So the T on the word the is capital and mayor. The M is capital. Dr. Jock. In this, capital D and capital J. The doctor. Capitalize regional names like cities, provinces, countries, sections within countries and continents, and abbreviations derived from them. Kitimat, the West Coast, Antarctica, British Columbia. Open and close parentheses, BC. Capitalize names of specific bodies of water, rivers, and streams. Thompson River, East Barrier, Lake, Pacific Ocean. Capitalize common nouns used as part of a place name. Common is street. The proper noun for street is Oak Street. So, in this, capital O for Oak. Common, mountain. The proper is Rocky Mountains. So, in this, the capital letter R in the word Rocky. Do not capitalize compass directions, north, south, east, or west, except when they are in an area or section of the country or part of a street address. When jobs were scarce on the west side, the family moved east. If you walk north on North Street, you will find the correct address. I'm lost. Do we travel north or west to reach the hotel? Capitalize the names of races, languages, nationalities, and the adjectives derived from them. The First Nations, Japanese, Italian cooking, original education, and Spanish music. Capitalize the name of languages. Example, Canadians speaks English and French. Capitalize the names of religions, the adjectives derived from them, the followers of each religion and their sacred writings. Muslims, Christians. So in Muslim, Quran and Buddhist temple. In Christians, Bible and Jewish holidays. Capitalize the names of months, days of the week, and holidays, but not seasons. December is Thanksgiving Day. Summer. So summer, since it's cold season, so summer, the letter S in the word summer is small letter, not a capital letter. But however, December is a month, so capital letter D must be capital, and Thanksgiving Day are holidays. So in this part, capital letter T. Capitalize titles, of course. Capitalize important words in titles of movies, books, magazines, plays, newspapers, poems, TV shows, works of art, pieces of music, and name structure. The first and last word of a title are always capitalized. Pride and Prejudice, TV Guide, The Global and Mail, The Memorial Arena, Mona Lisa, The Fellowship of the Rings, O Canada, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Take note, don't capitalize these small words in titles. Coordinate conjunctions like or and but and etc. Articles, a, and the. Short prepositions, to, of, at, or in, and etc. Capitalize letter greetings and closings. Greetings capitalize the first letter in all significant words. Example, to whom it may concern. Dear Mom. Closings capitalize only the first letter of the word and any proper nouns. Example, with love, yours truly. Capitalize school subjects and languages. Capitalize the name of a school subject when it is the name of a specific course, but Do not capitalize general subject areas. Specific course, Physics 12. General subject, Science. Specific course, Social Studies 11. General subject is Geography. Take note, any general subject areas that are also proper nouns should be capitalized. For example, all students take an English class. A colon. Colon is a piece of punctuation that has a number of functions. Use a colon after the greeting in a business letter. Dear Sir, to whom it may concern. Use a colon to separate hours and minutes. They have recess at 10:15. The plane departs at 14:10. Use a colon to express a ratio. The study revealed that cats outnumbered dogs by 3:1. Use a colon to separate acts from scenes in a play. Act 3, Scene 2 is my favorite part of the play. Use a colon to set off dialogue for a play or other script. Principal: Kadra, why were you late this morning? Kadra, the power went off, so I slipped in. Use a colon to separate titles and subtitles, or use a colon to separate a title from a subtitle. My new book is called Hot Stuff: 100 Ways to Make Chili. More complex usage, colons can be used after a complete sentence or independent clauses to draw attention to specific information that follows. Use a colon to introduce items in a long list if the introductory clause can stand by itself. I will bring the following: pop, chips, napkins, and plates. Use a colon to introduce a quotation if the introductory sentence can stand by itself. Even the experts to agree, one consistent finding is that more than half the teenagers studied wish they had more time for sleep. Use a colon to introduce an explanation or definition of the introductory clause can stand by itself. The second clause may be a sentence fragment. The dog and cat finally found something in common, enjoying a peaceful sleep in front of a warm fireplace. The second clause may be a complete sentence. The dog and cat finally found something in common. They both enjoy sleeping in front of a warm fireplace. Use a colon to introduce contrasting statements. It was useless to try pleasing him. He criticized everything. Use a colon to highlight a situation, especially if it seems a bit of dramatic. Running along the cliff, the hiker knew he had only one chance to escape from the charging beast jump. Take note, capitalizing the first word after the colon when a complete sentence follows is optional. Comma. A comma is a piece of punctuation that has a variety of uses, but its purpose is mainly to keep words and ideas clear. Use a comma to separate items in dates and places. July 1, 1908. Prince George, British Columbia. Use a comma in the openings of friendly letters and in the closings of all letters. Dear grandmother, yours truly. Use a comma to separate initials from surnames and to separate titles from surnames. Michelle, W.O. James Brown, B.Sc. Use a comma between words or groups of words in a series. My lunch contained sandwiches, an apple, cake, and one raw carrot. Use a comma to separate adjectives before a noun. Trilby bought a shiny, new red sports car. They look out on the choppy gray sea. Take note, if the word and can be inserted between ideas, insert a comma. Use a comma before a coordinate conjunction in a compound sentence. Commas are used to separate independent clauses, clauses that can stand by themselves in a compound sentence. Independent clause. The day felt chilly. The conjunction, but. The independent clause, we went to the pool. The dog licked my hand, and I knew I had to take her home. Use a comma to set off introductory words and phrases. Commas are used to set off introductory words or phrases that can't stand alone as a sentence. Introductory phrase: if I win the lottery, comma, independent clause, I will move to Fiji. While waiting for the bus, I fell asleep. Use a comma to set off words that interrupt the main idea of a sentence. My boss, for example, donated thousands of dollars to charity last year. It may not be my place, however, to say this. Interrupters: by the way, however, still, incidentally, for example, furthermore, in fact, and of course. Use a comma to set off appositives. An appositive is a word or phrase that adds extra information about the noun that appears before it in a sentence. Noun: Leo. Appositive: my youngest brother was born on Canada Day. Use a comma to set off non-essential words and phrases. Example: my dog, who is 5 years old today, can sit, shake a paw, and roll over on command. Explanation: the clause "who is 5 years old today" is extra information and not essential to understanding the sentence and is therefore placed between commas. Example: my car accident, which happened on Main Avenue and 3rd Street, involved a cyclist. The clause "which happened on Main Avenue and 3rd Street" is also not essential to understanding the sentence. Use a comma to set off the name of the person addressed or spoken to. I have finished my lesson, Miss Kim. Close the door, Marion, when you leave the room. Use a comma in a quotation. I told you, said the coach, to go to bed early the night before a game. Hyphen. Hyphen are used to form compound words or join word groups. Use a hyphen in some compound words. I got dizzy just watching the children on the merry-go-round. My brother-in-law is a police officer. Take note that not all compound words need hyphens, so check the dictionary if you're not sure. Use a hyphen with some prefixes and some suffixes. He is an ex-hockey player. Use a hyphen to link names or other identifiers that belong together. My background is a Chinese Canadian. Use a hyphen in compound numbers from 21 to 99. There are 42 cars in the parking lot. Use a hyphen fractions when written out as words. 2/3 of the school voted for me as class president. Use a hyphen when two or more words are joined from a single adjective before the noun. The 14-year-old dog was remarkably healthy. Use a hyphen with nouns that follow a single letter. We went the wrong way, so we had to make the U-turn. Use a hyphen to make long words clearer, especially ones that contained repeated letters. The rocket is about to re-enter the atmosphere. Use a hyphen to create special effects. But that's not what I meant. Parentheses. Parentheses, dash, and ellipsis. Parentheses. Parentheses are a form of punctuation to be used around words in a sentence to add or clarify information. Generally, anything placed in parentheses is considered to be less important than anything outside of it. Use parentheses to enclose an interrupting word or word group that adds information but does not change the meaning of a sentence. There are two Vancouvers, open parentheses, in British Columbia and in Washington, close parentheses, in the area sometimes called Cascadia. Use parentheses to clarify an idea. My favorite teacher, Miss Chan. The Miss Chan who teaches science lives down the street from us. Use parentheses to show equivalent measures or values. The Weather Network was predicting 15 centimeters, 6 inches of snow. Use parentheses to enclose direction and references. The comma, see lesson 2, is often misused. Place punctuation inside the parentheses if it belongs to the material in parentheses. She made a weak excuse, my dog ate it, for not having finished her project. Place punctuation outside of the parentheses if it belongs to the main sentence. I thought the party was tonight, Saturday, not last night. Dash. A dash, more commonly used in informal writing, has several functions. Use the dash to show a break in thought in a sentence. The Black Stallion, my all-time favorite book, was for sale at the used bookstore. Use the dash to set off information that is dramatic. Locating fresh water would mean we stood a chance. Our only chance at surviving until our rescuers could find us. Use a dash in a place of the words likely that is namely in other words. I've decided to do more outdoor activities, riding my bike, hiking, and rollerblading. Use a dash to summarize, provide information. Language arts, social studies, science, and math, all my academic subjects seems to have homework. Use a dash to create special effects, interruption, and sudden stops in speech. I, can't remember where we went, Ravi cried. Use a dash to enclose an interrupting word or word group, especially when such a word group contains a comma. When used in this way, a dash is placed at the beginning and the end of the word group. He quickly picked up his toys, ball, bat, glove, and bike, and hurried home. Ellipsis. An ellipsis is a series of 3 dots separated by a space around each dot that indicate the omission of words or information. Use ellipsis points of 3 dots to indicate an omission of a words within a sentence. Small communities such as Granville ... and Cedar Cottage grew into the city of Vancouver. Use ellipsis points of 4 dots, a period followed by 3 space dots to indicate omission of the remainder of the quoted sentence, the beginning of the next sentence, one or more sentences, one or more paragraph. So you take note that the overuse of the ellipsis, dash, or parenthesis can be distracting to a reader. Use this form of punctuation rarely and with care. Quotation marks. Quotation marks are like bookends. They work in pairs. Quotation marks indicate direct quotations, enclose the exact word of a speaker, and are used in few other special situations. Use quotation marks to enclose the exact words of the speaker. Quotation marks show the beginning and an end of a speaker's word. Jasmine said, "Come for dinner tonight." Use quotation marks to acknowledge sources. When you're reporting a fact from another source, enclose the exact quoted words in quotation mark. The quotation marks shows that the words are not your own. According to the movie critic at my favorite website, the new film's special effects are completely mind-blogging. Use quotation marks to identify the title of short works. Use quotation marks to identify title of short works such as short stories, essays, poems, songs, or book chapters. For book or complete longer works, use italics or underline the title. They sang "O Canada" before the hockey game. Use quotation marks to Use quotation marks to emphasize a word in a sentence. Even when I've spelled it right, the word February always looks wrong. Use quotation marks to enclose a technical term, a slang expression, or to define a word. Example: in poetry, the term alliteration refers to the repetition of beginning letters of words. Quotations within quotations. If you need to put a quote inside another quotation, use single quotation marks. My little sister, she giggled, is so silly. She made up new words to happy birthday for my brother's party, Jenny said. I distinctly hear Dad reply, no, when Bill asked if he could have the car. Rules for punctuation. Rules for punctuating quotation marks. There's always needs to be a comma or another form of punctuation between the quotation and the speaker. The punctuation always falls beside the last word in the first part of a sentence. If the quotation comes first, the comma is placed inside the quotation. Example: we will buy a new computer, stated Joseph. If the speakers comes first, the comma is placed before the quotation begins. Joseph stated, we will buy a new computer soon. The quotation always begins with a capital except if it's broken in half by the speaker. We will buy a computer soon, Joseph stated, and when will we get high-speed internet? For end punctuation, periods always go inside the quotation if it is the last part of the sentence. The small girl said, Mommy, I love you. Place question marks and exclamation marks inside if they are part of the quotation or outside if they are part of the main sentence. Example: the nurse approached her bedside and quietly asked, how are you feeling today? Every time the speaker changes, start a new paragraph so your reader can follow the dialogue. A woman's voice said, Hi, Sharana. This is Ingrid Holstrom. A semicolon. A semicolon introduces a longer pause than a comma. It can be tricky to use correctly. To save it for the following special situations. Use a semicolon to connect sentences that are closely related. The semicolon can connect two complete sentences that are closely related and that are equal importance. In these examples, the semicolon is better choice than the period because the break is not as strong as writing two sentences. Some people like ketchup with their fries, others prefer vinegar. Take note, avoid using a semicolon if short joining words, such as and but or are used between complete sentences. Use a semicolon to separate a statement from its explanation. Be here by 3 o'clock at the latest, otherwise we will not wait. Use a semicolon in place of a coordinate conjunction to show cause and effect. The sun was rising, we had to move. Use a semicolon to separate items in a series. Like the comma, the semicolon can be used to separate items in a series if the items already contains commas. The semicolons helps the reader understand where the breaks in the list should be. In one afternoon at the beach, the kids' environmental cleanup crew filled 10 bags with aluminum cans, glass, and garbage, cleaned the storm drain, and removed graffiti from the information kiosk. When we went on holiday, we visited relatives in Drumheller, Alberta, Regina, Saskatchewan, Flin Flon, Manitoba, and Thunder Bay, Ontario. It can also be used to separate items in a list, especially if the list is headed by a colon. The camp counselor told us what to pack: toothbrush and toothpaste, an extra pair of socks, a bottle of water, and some kind of protein snack. So in this slide, this is the punctuation chart. This chart will go over several different types of punctuation, their purpose, and an example of how to use it properly. So in this part of the slide, it is the summarization of my topic about the English punctuation marks in the composition. So punctuations are period, question mark, exclamation point, semicolon, comma, conjunction, comma, question, quotation marks, semicolon, apostrophe. Colon if what precedes the colon is a complete sentence. Commas, parentheses, colon, ellipsis, brackets, hyphen, and dash, and em dash. So I hope you've learned something on my topic for today. See you on the next one. Thank you for listening, and I am your presenter for today from BE Ed 1, Nelmarie H. Gura. Thank you.